What is up, everybody? Welcome in. DFS Army MLB pre-lock show Friday. Razzle and Tattoo coming at you. Tattoo, how are you doing today?
I'm good. A lot better than last night. I was supposed to have a darts tournament, and we had a cookout before, which resulted in me spending my evening on the throne instead all night.
Sounds exciting. I spent much of my day getting my 10-year-old set up in an iPhone, so I'm sick of looking at electronics right now.
I can imagine.
Setting up parental controls between my Apple ID to hers and all that stuff, it's just a headache. Trying to go back and forth on each phone, trying to enter codes back and forth, and I'm over today. But we have 13 games to worry about tonight. We're running a little late, so we're probably going to have to hit these games pretty hard here and get our information out there for everybody as quick as possible. We got about an hour and 40 minutes before the slate gets started. Were there any weather updates that I missed? Because I
have not seen anything.
Let's see if there's anything that's really concerning tonight or not. Looks like St. Louis is concerning again, which I don't love because I really like Max Meyer. But
yeah, I know.
Baltimore has some rain going on. That kind of looks a little questionable throughout the night. I'm not seeing a ton of worry. Yeah. So I don't know. We can focus on games for what they are. Our weather guy said all games will play, or that he thinks all games will play. That's good. St. Louis obviously looks the worst. Baltimore is kind of questionable, but we'll have to rely on them. I mean, I'm not using pitching in Baltimore, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Overall, from a pitching standpoint, we have the best pitcher in baseball going tonight. And then we have who I thought was the best pitcher in baseball up until last year, and that's Zach Wheeler. I'm actually really shocked that Zach Wheeler is performing as well as he has coming back from thoracic outlet, because that's been a death sentence for a lot of power pitchers at the major league level. The biggest name that everybody would know about would be Matt Harvey, who looked like just future domination. Then he had that, and he fell off a cliff. And it also could have been because he lost his access to drugs too, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I was like, he even personally went off the cliff.
Yeah. Drago wants to know who he should play today. So does Bean Bucket. Play Mizorowski. I mean, it's tough. I pointed this out on the pitching video earlier today. Mizorowski's $13K. Do you know what two players you can get for $13K tonight?
Some pretty good ones. I don't know if there's any two that you couldn't really.
All right. I mean, it's kind of a trick question. Yes, you can get anybody, but you can get two Shohei Ohtanis for $13K.
Yeah,
that's the exact cost of two Ohtanis would be $13K. So it's kind of annoying. The fact that he's at home against the Cubs, I like that. I don't necessarily love the quick drop off in strikeouts for last game. Now, obviously, that's 7 strikeouts, so it's not like he fell off a cliff. But we're talking about a guy that's been 9+ for the month and a half.
Yeah.
And it wasn't it against the Phillies? His last start.
And he's projected at 9.2 tonight.
I mean, that's an aggressive one. I mean, like I'm just playing a bunch of Mizorowski. Like the dude's averaging nearly 30 DK points per game on the season. That's what is he 14, 15 starts into the season, and he's still
Yeah.
averaging that. It's ridiculous. Oh, it was against Atlanta. That's who it was.
Oh yeah, the last game was Atlanta. Yeah.
I mean, you're still gonna play him, right? So, what do we do aside from him? Like, do you have a second favorite, a third favorite, or even somebody that you like as much as you'd like Mizorowski?
Hard to say I like anybody as much as Mizorowski. Um, but yeah, I was kind of going through while I was waiting, and I got it down to 13 as we sit here, but there's some that I've debated over. Um, so this certainly isn't in comparison to Miz, but when we started talking and I started thinking about Miz's last game, on the other side of that game was Lopez, who went, toe to toe with him the whole game, and he gets to pitch in San Francisco. So he is someone that I'm looking at, and he has no ownership.
Well,
Um,
I was going to tell you the reason why he probably has no ownership
was he gonna?
is it sounds like they're just going to keep him around 60 some pitches because
Okay,
he's
all
been
right.
in the bullpen as a long reliever um, recently. And if that's the thing, like if they were to extend like a traditional starting pitcher, he should be into like the 80s, but it sounds like they're not going to. At least last I looked. Now, if we do get some sort of update on their plans over the next hour and a half, or even before that game starts, and they kind of push it, like if you're going to tell me I'm going to get 75 plus pitches out of him, then I think I want to use him in that
Yeah,
ballpark. The problem is I just don't know if we're going to get 50, 60, 65.
yeah. I
Um,
wasn't aware of that.
so that's my only worry. Um, and we may not know the information. But last I read is they thought they were going to keep him similar to his last appearance, and I thought that was in the 60s, or if it was in the 50s even for pitches. Um, what are you doing with? Well, Chad asked in the chat, but Luis Castillo, did he make your 13?
He did, and I have him checked as someone that I'm not going to come off of.
Well, we're on the opposite sides of it because he's somebody I'm not going to use. It's me weighing, the two things. Cleveland lineup is atrocious right now, but Luis Castillo is bad,
Yeah.
and he's been bad on the road for 3 years while pitching for Seattle. Um, so, like, what wins out in this scenario? I want to almost say neither side wins out, and we just see like a 5 inning, 3 earned run allowed performance out of him. And for me, with 26 teams playing tonight, I just didn't think that was enough to even consider it.
If he went six and got you six strikeouts, would that do anything for you? Gave up maybe 2 runs, 5 or 6 hits.
I don't think that'll be enough for me, at least on DraftKings. Six was six, and only two is what, 10, 30, 34, plus the potential for, I mean, it's almost 40 if he gets the win, or it is 40 on FanDuel if he gets the win. I think that's a little more palatable. On DK, I just don't think it's enough.
Yeah.
Because like those hits and runs given up, because you don't get quality start bonus either. So you just, to me, allow enough base runners. I'd much rather just pay 500 more for Joey Cantillo on the other side. I don't know if you've looked at how bad Seattle's been recently from an offensive standpoint. They've been worse than Cleveland, and that's Cleveland without J Ram. Um, but you also, so not only do you have Cantillo at 500 more, you have Taj Bradley at home $700 more, taking on the Rockies coming out of Coors, and then $800 more. You have JT Ginn taking on the Angels, a
Yeah.
team that he struck out double digits against a little over a month ago, I think it was. Um, so for me, like, I just don't feel the need to go into the 6K range with anybody. Um, I just have plenty of guys that I love in the 7K range. Cantillo and Taj Bradley and Ginn, like all three of those guys, could have made my article today. Taj Bradley's just a little too high owned to make my article, um, but Joey Cantillo did make it for those that were thinking about reading it. But JT Ginn is very close to being, similar to those two. He's just higher owned than Cantillo. Um,
Now, what about Alvarez with the way Baltimore's offense, sometimes just doesn't show up at all and they love to strike out?
um, I thought about them when I first got started, or thought about him. Problem is like it seems like they're just limiting him to 4 innings.
Yeah.
Like he's just not going quite deep enough. So I don't know. Like I absolutely love Alonso and Kobe Mayo tonight. Spoiler alert: Kobe Mayo taking on a left-handed pitcher. Like he reminds me so much of Mark Vientos at this point. Like they're in my mind, they're like the same player. Like probably shouldn't be in a lineup against a right-handed pitcher, but then when they face a lefty, they suddenly have all the power in the world. Um, so I just couldn't get to Alvarez. I legitimately tried to look at him because I thought it could be a good spot. But like I mean, when you have 26 pitchers to choose from, I
Yeah.
need the idea of him being able to go 7 innings, potentially, because we should see some score from some pitchers tonight. Especially because, like I mentioned, those guys in the 7K range are actually in really good spots. Like if they weren't in great, or if they were in super volatile spots, I think it might then bring Alvarez into play for me. But since they're in such great spots, like it's really tough to get there. Um, like the two guys that I have trouble deciding on, and maybe you'll give an opinion, are Roki Sasaki and Peyton Toll.
I looked at Toll and I couldn't make him make my list. And the other one was Suzuki. Yeah, I was just looking. I had him unchecked, but I also had him with a mark that I wanted to keep him. He looked good against the Orioles until he didn't.
His issue, right? Like
Yeah,
he just looks like so dominant for an inning or two, and then all of a sudden things can fall apart.
yeah. Like I believe, if my memory is correct, I remember this game well. But I think the Orioles had one hit through 5 or through 6, and then hit like back to back home runs or something off of.
Yeah,
And then lost in 10 in unbelievable fashion
I
until
mean,
they topped it 4 days later.
like ultimately for me, I think I'm ending up passing on Sasaki because it's such a large slate. Uh, I have enough that I can kind of pivot to, or at least that I feel like pivoting to, that I don't have to deal with his volatility. If it was either a smaller slate or those pitchers that were cheaper than him were in horrendous spots, I think that would force me to play Sasaki. Um, But I really like Sasaki feels like one of those guys you never want to be forced to play.
Yeah.
Like it
As
might be
I've
bold,
gotten
but
down to 7 pitchers, and I think I'm gonna. I can't decide on Zach Wheeler.
I'm playing Zach Wheeler. I'm always playing Zach Wheeler. If Miz gets a start like he did his last start, then I think Zach Wheeler has a shot at being
Yeah.
SP1 at the end of the night. Um, I can't decide what to do with Nathan Evaldi, I guess. Right now,
That
I'm
was
not
the
playing.
last one I just unchecked.
I'm probably not playing him, but it always feels dirty to not play Evaldi.
Yeah.
Um, the nice thing is we don't expect a lot of K upside on the road against Toronto, but I think he's in a decent spot to win just because, like, anytime you're taking on Patrick Corbin, you have to feel like you're in a better spot,
Yeah.
even if you're on the road. Um, I don't have a whole lot more to say about pitching. Like, did you debate Trevor McDonald in that ballpark?
I debated him, and ultimately unchecked him.
Yeah, I passed on him. Trevor Rogers against Washington after he just dominated against the Dodgers. I can tell you what I said in the video today and um, in my article. I just have no desire over Trevor Rogers.
I feel like I just need to see it consistently first.
I do need to see it multiple times in a row, but also this Washington team legitimately just faced the best left-handed starter in the National League last night, in Christopher Sanchez, and did damage to him immediately. So
Yeah.
like Trevor Rogers as a lefty who's not as dominant, following up a dominant lefty who Washington just saw super well. I don't love the spot after that happening. Um, I would have probably loved the spot if Washington went out and Sanchez struck out like 12 or something, but it's tough to think that Rogers is going to suddenly just step into the start and be great after Sanchez got lit up.
Yeah.
But so for that, I just felt like I need to see more out of Rogers. It's a great sign to see him dominate the Dodgers in his last time out, but I still need to see it more. Um, I would be all for it. Like to me, Wheeler at 14% seems low. I get the price point and the fact that everybody wants Mizorowski. Um, like I feel like you can go pretty heavy on both of them because of these pitchers, Bradley, Ginn, um, Cantillo, in their price range, and you just kind of pair Mizorowski or Wheeler with one of those guys in a lot of your builds. So basically get like Mizorowski in 45%, Wheeler in 30 to 35%, and then spread it out amongst the other ones. You should get a fair, combination. I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of Wheeler with Mizorowski tonight. 24K is a lot of money to pay for pitching. Especially on a site where you have 50K to spend.
Yeah.
48% of your salary on two pitchers probably feels kind of dangerous. Unless we have some value stack that I have not located yet or looked into, I guess. They're probably out there. So speaking of, let's slide over. Where are we going for offense tonight?
Well, I guess if you're going to stack $2,400 in pitchers, you're going to be going for Cleveland. I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Cleveland, Toronto against the Vault. Texas against Patrick Corbin is cheap enough.
Yeah.
San Diego against Roki. It's certainly viable.
Even, I mean, Angels versus Ginn.
Yeah, I mean, I like getting a little more. I'd
Yeah.
rather play the White Sox. I mean, the White Sox have a pretty good matchup for virtually the same average price point as the Angels. Um, the fact that those teams are cheaper than the Giants right now is kind of funny. Um,
Now, a team I like, but I don't know. I don't know how it would work with those two, like in Minnesota. Just because after you took Buxton, good Lord, I mean, what would you have? Now you've already spent 30,000.
Let, I'll bring that combination up on another screen quick and just see. So you average $2,871 for the remaining spots. How can you make a
After
minute?
those three.
Yeah. I mean, Caratini's 3,000. Josh Bell's 2,600. Oh boy. Problem is like taking Clemens and Larnick aren't really possible.
Yeah.
So it's Buxton, Caratini, Bell, and then it's probably Brooks Lee and Keyshaw, leaving you 2,700 per for a shortstop and two outfielders. I think you can do it.
You're just not going to like it.
Yeah, you just may not love it. Man, what can you do? I don't. I'm trying to be creative, and I just don't know. I mean, Cooper Pratt at shortstop because the Brewers have a decent implied run total. Taylor Walls, who's been swinging it all right, taking on Gallen, who's Tampa Bay is actually my favorite stack tonight. The problem is you want for a mini stack, you want to be able to use either one of the three. Like you want Aranda, you want Yandy Diaz, or you want Junior Caminero in Tampa Bay builds. I guess Kreidler makes sense too, but Larnick's a little bit more expensive.
The DS I just locked in Miz and Wheeler and picked 5-2 stacks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Minnesota was all three of them.
No.
And it was Caratini, Bell, Luke Lee, and Buxton with Edmundo Sosa, Derek Hill, two man with Taylor Walls. Then
Yeah, Taylor Walls is there.
Caratini, Bell, Lee, Gray, Buxton with those same Hill and Sosa and a Holiday one off.
Yeah.
And then Caratini, Bell, Luke, Buxton, Larnick with a Taylor Walls, Victor Mesa, and Josh Rojas one off.
Yes. I mean, it's doable to pair those pitchers together. It's just not exciting. I mean, I guess it can be exciting. It just feels gross in doing it. Maybe that's the way I should look at it. Man, I don't. What other teams are you kind of looking at? Why am I? Computer's driving me nuts. So you like the Twins, obviously.
Yeah.
Are they your number one team?
Let me jump back here. I was fiddling with other combinations since you got two outfitters. I thought it might be not too bad. Number one, probably so. Um, I do like the Baltimore Washington from both sides. I like Philadelphia. I do like the White Sox. Sorry, my mouse is like locked up. And they would be my favorites. I could see Boston and Yankees game getting wild.
I mean, Tampa Bay and Minnesota are my top two. Uh, Made me feel a little bit like I'm a homer taking Minnesota, but it seems like a lot of people are interested there, which is fine. Overall, it doesn't look like we have a ton of great hitting weather.
Yeah, yes, it is not.
So maybe I have to raise up my love of Philadelphia and the Yankees because they look like the two best offensive spots
Along
from a
with
weather.
like Angel Stadium.
Yeah, that's tougher because it's later at night out there. Like even with some wind, like that marine layer can still
Yeah.
kill ball too, which is a big reason why San Francisco also always has wind blowing out, and yet they
It's
don't. I mean,
swirling at field level.
yeah, like so maybe the A's and Angels, but yeah, it really looks like the Yankees, Boston, Phillies, Mets are the best. Like Washington and Baltimore's not bad. There's just not really any wind.
Do you know what pitcher is projected to give up the most home runs tonight?
Oh boy.
We've discussed him a bunch.
Is it Trevor Rogers?
He's second.
No. It can't be Zach Wheeler, right?
It's Zach Wheeler.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Does he even give up that many home
Wheeler,
runs?
Rogers, Zach Thornton.
Well, Zach Thornton's pitching opposite Wheeler in that game.
Yeah.
So maybe I do need to move Philadelphia up a little bit. My tier two includes the Dodgers, Baltimore, and Texas. Maybe I should be swapping Texas and Philadelphia. Texas is just really I'd pick on Patrick Corbin. But I think as we're on live here, I am going to switch my rankings on the site and put Philadelphia as a tier two stack.
If I think, yeah, I don't see it on here. If you're playing the maybe turbo slate, I'm guessing Detroit. Riley Green is 3 for 5 with 3 home runs versus Aaron Getty.
That's not bad.
Soto's got 3 home runs off of Wheeler.
Yeah, that's in a lot of at bats.
Yeah, I mean 57 at bats. Yeah.
A lot of plate appearances too, because he has like 17 walks. So I don't necessarily feel great about predicting Zach Wheeler to give up a bunch of home runs, but the Philadelphia side of that certainly intriguing to me now, especially when comparing the atmosphere there to the rest of the night and hitting environment. Problem is with Zach Wheeler, he gave up 4 in one game to the Dodgers. So, like, that skews his home runs allowed even more. But, yeah, I mean, maybe, I guess. Who Somebody got him for a home run the first time he faced the Mets, but he still put up nearly 23 DK points.
The computer still wants unchecked. I didn't lock in Miz and Wheel. I just let it do what it wanted, and it wants to just give you Miz and Bradley and still stack up Minnesota.
Yeah, I think it looks like the Miz Bradley combination looks like the chalk. Ownership percentages wise, on DK they combined for 77% ownership as the two highest. Recent update now, we get Zach Wheeler up to 18% as the fourth highest owned pitcher on DK. But we just saw David Sandlin jump from a couple of percentage up to 7%. That's one that I am not going to follow. I love left-handed bats against him, so I'm a huge fan of Carter Jensen and Jack Caglianone tonight as a mini stat combination. Plus Bobby Witt's in the lineup as well. He's DHing tonight. Man, I kind of really want that St. Louis game to play clean now. Max Meyer at sub 5% with the way that he's pitched as a reverse splits guy. I think that's a very interesting spot. Roki still the fifth highest projected own. Trevor Rogers the sixth highest projected own. So two guys that I have zero interest in this evening. Kind of back to offenses. I guess I don't know. We talked about our favorites at the top. Who are your favorite like sneaky dart stacks that you almost want to have, one built lineup with them in, if you're not MMEing?
Is there a ownership level?
I mean, we could go 25% and under, because there's a gap here, right? Milwaukee 37%, and then it drops down to 26%. So this kind of green section, I guess.
Boston at 19. Toronto at 16. The Mets at 7.
You want to jump on the Cubs at 0.3%?
I'm probably just not going to do that. Or save my money.
I will tell you that I am tempted to do the Cubs, just because, I would say there's a slightly greater chance that, Mizorowski exits early or something. Right? We're talking about a pitcher that throws super hard.
Yeah.
And how they pull people, at the slightest hint of an issue. I'm not saying he's going to get hurt tonight. I'm just saying, if there's a slight anything and he comes out after 3 innings.
Yeah.
That Milwaukee bullpen has been used a lot the last week, or at least the last handful of days. I was reading up on some usage reports. Their last game in Cincinnati, they didn't have their top bullpen arms because they've been used so much the previous few days. So if you're MMEing, I think you want to sneak in a Cub stack or two. I don't love it, but just based on pitchers and potential to exit early, I'd say it's a sub 1% chance that happens, but I'd say it's something similar to what the total ownership is, or slightly greater, right?
Yeah.
It could be throwing money away, but the Cubs overall have been pretty hot recently. They weren't yesterday against Peralta for some stupid reason. But they have some guys that have been swinging it really well recently. So I don't know. It does feel like you're throwing money away, but I don't know if Garth is saying that because he's a Cubs fan or not.
I mean, in theory, or not in theory, in numbers, they are the worst leverage stack.
They are, according to our formula and everything that goes into it, they would be the worst. Even at 0.37%,
Yeah.
they would be worst. Um, I mean, the Mets are the third worst.
I mean, and like Chicago's got one of the highest average salaries too.
They do. So it is. I mean, it's not really tough because you're eliminating Mizorowski then,
Yeah.
because you're not playing him against the Cubs. So like the salary average part probably doesn't matter as much because you're not trying to jam in Mizorowski. I was really shocked here to see San Diego as the sixth lowest, or was that what that is? Yeah, the sixth lowest leverage rank. I feel like San Diego should be better than that because, like, when Sasaki sucks, he really sucks.
Yeah.
So maybe it's San Diego that, as we talk through some of these lower owned teams, that like maybe it's San Diego for me that makes more sense. Really, it should be like San Diego or Washington. I think LA, the Dodgers are so low owned because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Like nobody gets to play them with Mizorowski, even though it's going to make me try to build a lineup with him just to see. But I don't think it's really going to be possible.
I think a lot of that is, I mean, Buxton's the highest owned hitter, and then with the pitchers, it'd be hard to use Dodgers.
All right, we're 37 minutes in. I don't know. Kind of talk through some things. Why don't we just go position by position, kind of get out of here so we can get to work. I know we're a little late tonight, but kind of touched on everything. I don't know unless there's something you can think of that we missed.
No. Let's see. Catcher, probably Basalo. First base is always so many. Is Ben Rice in the lineup?
Does not look like it.
I made a parlay last night with him. Then I'm going to say Bryce Harper. Second base. I don't love anybody. Nick Lofton. Second base, no, third base. I know who you love, so I'll leave him alone and go Miguel Vargas. Shortstop. It's always Gunner. Outfield, Buxton's obvious. I think Schwarber hits 2 tonight. I do really like Langford. And I think Soto hits 1. I mean, that's outfielders. It's a million of them. So. James Wood
is ice cold, so that's really tough. But yeah, like I wrote up James Wood too, but he's also super ice cold right now. Catcher for me, it's really like Caratini, Kirk, or Jensen. They're all really similar to me. Alejandro Kirk is just a pure BVP play because he's 7 for 14 with a home run and 2 doubles against Evalde. Um, but if you eliminate that, it's like Jensen or Caratini. Jensen
Yeah.
feels better. Caratini's just been hot, and is the kind of the cheapest catcher that I'm in love with. First baseman, I think I would have been better writing up the guys at first I don't like tonight. There's just so many. I left
Yeah.
some off. Um, I think I just have to go back to Goldschmidt, facing a lefty the way that he's um, been swinging it. Another BBP versus Evalde, Vlad Guerrero is 12 for 27 with 2 home runs and 2 doubles. Some surprising BVP out of Toronto in that spot. Second base is really bad tonight, like really bad. I hope Luis Ariz is in the lineup. He was out of it. But Luis Ariz is 11 for 29 against Reynaldo Lopez. I pointed out a stat in the chat earlier, Discord chat. Ariz career high for a season extra base hits is 43. He's already at 25 through 75 games. His career high in triples is 6, which he's already tied this season. 5 of those 6 have come at home in just 33 games at home so far. Like, I just really want him in the lineup. He's one of those bats that I think I love in this ballpark, even though I absolutely hate bats in the ballpark in general. Luis Ariz at home is somebody I want to keep playing. Third base, you left Kobe Mayo for me. That is my guy tonight. If I'm spending up, it's Junior Caminero. Shortstop, I don't really love shortstop either. It's Mookie Betts or CJ Abrams. Abrams has hit Rogers well and is swinging it well. Mookie Betts has started to warm up. And since I can get some Dodgers exposure who are low owned, I think it probably has to be Mookie Betts. Outfield, you mentioned one of my favorites in Wyatt Langford. He's a core play for me. Jack Caglianone is another core play for me at the outfield position. I like Owen Casey tonight. Super cheap on DK. I mean, 2,800 is cheap enough. Cole Carrig as well. Kind of like him as a under the radar play against a chalky Taj Bradley on this slate. And I think my favorite spend up in the outfield is probably Schwarber. But to be honest, I really prefer my outfielders at like $4,600 or cheaper tonight, which is kind of rare. So, yeah, that's kind of all we have. Tattoo, do you have any dongs for the people?
I think the obvious, Schwarber, Buxton. I think Soto. Let me see here. Keibert, Ruiz. And I said that one already. And Cody Clements. And like I said before, it's probably already might start, but Raleigh Green. We hadn't started yet.
I have not had a chance to look at dongs yet. But there's a good chance, my preferred are like Goldschmidt, Caglianone, J-Cam. I don't think you can get great odds on Caminero, but he's swinging it super well. And I wanted to pick on Zach Gallen with St. Louis last night. So obviously I'm going to pick on Zach Gallen with Tampa Bay tonight. But yeah, that's kind of all we have for you tonight. We'll
Was
be back
that-
on Monday at some point. Probably similar time frame. Tattoo, do you have anything else to add about the slate tonight?
Good luck.
Yeah. If you're members of the DFS Army, hit us up in Discord. If you're not a member, scrolling up on the screen, Best Ball 2026, our best coupon code. 20% off any NFL or VIP Core 4 membership. Core 4 membership does include baseball. If you want to join us for just baseball only, code RAZ or Tattoo gets you 10% off. Link in the description below. You can use either coupon code at it. But yeah, we're off this weekend, back on Monday. May only have 3 shows next week. I don't know what the plan is for the 3rd on Friday. We'll keep you updated on that. But best of luck, everybody, tonight and this weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
The best coaches in the game, we really ain't playing. We regroup up in the Slack chat where the coaches debrief. We be piecing these puzzles, occupy the chunk of the pie. Ain't no lie when we hit the block, helmets, casket is got. You be seeing helmet after helmet, helmet after helmet. First place, second place, fifth place, eighth place, 12th place, 15, 16.